I'm from Joe. I'm from the ghetto.
Took you long enough, baby. It's about time.
That's what you were crying about. Why did you want to have that long time? Every apology I gave you can't tell me to apology. Big down on man.
I am of the opinion that if these ladies are casted for an action movie, they're going to do very well, because the kind of action that they give us, the kind of drama that they give us in every episode, it's not a small something. No be here. This particular episode had like very hilarious drama, and the most hilarious part for me was where Chioma found herself on the floor, right? And then Faith was trying to serve as shield for Laura. So that whole scene was just very funny. I was like, what's going on here? So let me just give you guys the gist of how everything happened in this episode. I'm sure you guys can already notice that this is not my usual background. I'm not in my studio. I'm not even in Lagos at all. So I just decided to try and make do with what I have. If the light is fluctuating, may una no vex. I'm using a combination of rechargeable lights plus sunlight plus normal lights, different lights at the moment. So the light situation might get worse as we go. But as far as you can see me, you can hear what I'm saying. No vex. And then yeah, let's just get into the episode. Welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, please do subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified each time I post a brand new video, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. So first of all, I really liked their confessional looks in this episode. They looked really nice, the outfit combination and just everything in general. Iyabo was looking like someone that her name is Aisha, and then we had Laura. She was also looking really pretty. Toyin and Chioma, they were giving it like very extra look, but in general they looked good in their confessionals. Then for the beginning of this episode, they started off by showing us it was Iyabo and Polo. They were together and they were having a meeting, or would I call it a date? I'm going to call it a double date because that is what Chioma called it. So they were having a double date with Chioma and her new boo, and I'm calling him her new boo, that's Eso, because that is how Iyabo referenced him. And then we also had Chioma that called it a double date. So does it mean that Chioma and Eso are now together? Because new boo, double dates, like what's going on? And we already from the previous episodes, we saw how he was trying to you know get her flowers, just make her feel good and everything. So maybe something is going on between them right now. So when Chioma and Eso arrived, Eso was like, he is feeling starstruck. I don't know whether it was Iyabo or it was Polo that was making him feel starstruck, or maybe the two of them. So he just mentioned that. And then, you guys, do you know the first question that they asked him? Iyabo asked him, what do you do for a living? Like, immediately she asked the question, it was just giving like interrogation, or no, not interrogation, introduction. You know how it's like when you carry a man to your father and your mother that you want to get married, they try to interrogate the person and try to know what the person is doing. That's what it was. That's what the whole scene was giving. She's like, what do you do for a living? And the way Chioma even reacted, she was looking up for something that she did not keep there. He was just, I think he was a bit surprised. I don't know whether it was because of the question itself, like, okay, I didn't expect to be interrogated, or it was because of like maybe he felt like she was supposed to know him. Maybe it's like, you don't know me. I'm an actor now. I've acted in several movies.
So what do you do?
So he told her that he's an actor and he has starred in like so many big movies. He even mentioned that he was one of the highest grossing actors last year. He talked about being in Giacomo, I think he said Wildflower or so. So he was just like, dropping his portfolio and everything. I say, okay, drop it like it's hot. And then Paulo also had a comment. He was like, what do you see in my sister? So I call it like an introduction. They just ask you all those questions. So he was like, what do you see in my sister? Because I'm sure he meant that based off of their from the same tribe and everything. So Esther now said that she's interesting and all. That's just what the conversation was about. Just like that whole interrogation, mommy, daughter interrogation, mommy and daddy, daughter bringing husband home kind of interrogation. And then at some point we had Iyabo and Paulo. She was just trying to play love with him, and that's basically what that scene was about. Then they now showed Laura where she found out about her pregnancy, right? So they showed the pregnancy test results, and she was just looking like she was not really happy about it. And she actually expressed that she was having mixed feelings. Like, she wanted that, but this was not the right time for her because of the wedding, right? So she said that 6 years ago, when they wanted to do the white wedding and everything, she didn't want to get married with the pregnancy. She didn't want to do her white wedding while she was pregnant. And now again, that same situation is happening. So that just means that they have to postpone the wedding. So she made a video while she was there to her husband, just telling him that, you know what this means, that, this is good news and everything, but you know what this means? It means that we have to postpone our wedding. So that's why she was having mixed feelings about this particular news. And then we had Tony and her crew. She was just briefing them on things that they needed to do in her absence, because this was the time she decided to go in for her surgery. And after that, she still had 3 months after the surgery to be away. So she was just talking to them. Her husband was also there. Her daughter was also there, and it was just like a brief meeting between them. Toyi spoke in the confessional. She talked about how she was feeling and just trying to be strong. She mentioned that she's just trying to be strong, no tears and everything. So that was it for that scene, and that was it for her in this episode, because she was going away, and obviously she did not now feature in the rest of the episode. Maybe in the next episode itself, I'm not sure she'll be there, because 3 months is a long time. So that was it. And then we now had a conversation between Laura, Chioma and Tanya, right? So they were on the call together, and Laura was just talking about them, calling a meeting or trying to find a way to make the ladies come together and have a conversation, especially with regards to Miriam's situations, just for them to like reconcile, right? So Chioma was like, that she's not sure about that, this and that Miriam really hurt her. So Laura was now saying that they should just that needs to happen just for them to be cordial and be able to cohabit, since they are in the same group. One of them, they are in the group. This is their group. Anytime I hear it, it's always funny to me. So Laura was just saying that they're in the same group, so they have to still coexist, right? So she now suggested that Chioma should host something, and Chioma actually agreed to host something, but she said she was not going to invite Miriam. Laura said no problem, that she's going to do the invitation herself. She's going to invite Miriam, right? And Chioma now decided to put something together, and it was a weekend. No, it was a getaway. Let me not say weekend getaway, because I don't know if it was weekend. But it was a getaway. So the day came, and Chioma invited the rest of the ladies. Laura was the one that went to pick up Miriam. So she invited Miriam, and she also went to pick her up, right? So after she picked her up in the car, they were now having a conversation. Laura was talking to Miriam about Toyi. Laura is the peacemaker of the season. So she was talking to Laura, she was talking to Miriam about Toyi, about just them, finding a way to make things up. And Miriam said no, that there's no way herself and Toyi would make things up, because Toyi crossed the line with her. Laura was not telling her that, they don't have to be friends, but they can just learn to be cordial, they can just learn to, coexist. And then Miriam was like that she cannot do that. In fact, she needs Toyi to always stay several feet away from her, whether she will go and get a court order. She talked about court order. So she said there's no way. So I'm guessing that this one is very, very serious.
What would you do that? Well, you're a cutter, you always act like cutter.
I'm waiting to see whether there's going to be a reply on that from Tony online. I don't know. I'm going to check Twitter later. So moving on, they now arrived at the resort. So they went to Salt Beach. The Salt Beach was really looking nice. The house, the water, the setting and everything. So they arrived there and they now had a room problem, right? So basically, Chioma booked 5 rooms and there were 6 of them. That's including Miriam. So it was now, Miriam was there, there was no room for her. Miriam actually took it well. She was like, no, you're not going to do that. She made a joke out of the situation. So they were like, in fact, they will have to share rooms, that somebody has to share rooms. Chioma was like, okay, she's here already, so we have to find a way to do it. They now told Chioma and Iyabo that they are the ones that are going to share rooms, right? So they shall agree to share rooms. In the snippets that they showed us from last week, they actually argued more about this room situation where Chioma was saying, Iyabo was saying, are you guys not besties? I think she was talking to Laura and Faith also, and another set, that you guys are also besties. Why are you not sharing room? But when they now showed us this episode, they didn't show that part. So I'm guessing maybe they just removed the share. But the room arguments did not last long. They just ended up agreeing to share rooms. Then later on, they showed where Laura went to meet Faith in her room. And you guys, I was so surprised to see the bodyguard standing in front of Faith's room. I was like, you follow her come here too. Yo, I say, what's going on? Share this guy. You don't used to sleep me. I don't understand what's going on. Because, like, him standing there, and if he's there at night and he's watching you during the day and at night, so which time does he sleep? Because except maybe when she sleeps, he will now go and sleep and come back in the morning. I was actually just surprised to see him there. I didn't know that he went there with them. And then sometimes I'll just see him in a scene. I'll be like, you're here too. What's going on? What's happening? So yeah, moving on. So they now started to, they were having a conversation about several things. So Laura spoke to her about the agreement with the ladies. So talk to Miriam and just try to mend things. For Faith, she was like, she doesn't really care about that. And that for Miriam, she doesn't like the way things switch. So based on that, she doesn't feel like she wants to deal with any bipolar situation, right? And then for Dr. Romeo, she was like, she's not even interested at all. Laura also mentioned that she doesn't give an F about Dr. Romeo, that if the ladies want to actually be friends with him, that they can go ahead and be friends with him, but she doesn't really give two Fs about him. Faith agreed with her, saying that if he wants to be friends with them, he can go ahead and be friends with them. So, but he should not bother her. She should just let her be on her own and everything. So she was not interested in any kind of making up. She said she tried and it didn't really go well, so she was not interested in that at all. Then we now had Chioma and Tanya. They met outside in the evening to just like chill and gist. Nothing serious. It was just Tanya asking Chioma how she feels about Miriam being there, being that Chioma did not invite her. So she was like, she doesn't really feel any type of way, that she's just open to whatever it is. That she did not expect that Laura was going to invite her. Tanya said she expected that, but she didn't think that Miriam was going to come and everything. So it was just that conversation. And then, they invited Dr. Romeo. Chioma was in call with Dr. Romeo, so she now invited him for the hangout. I say, inviting Dr. Romeo. Okay, let's see how the hangout is going to be with Dr. Romeo there. This one that, we have some people that are not really cool with each other, and then let's just see. Then they now showed Iyabo. She was on the call with her daughter. She was just listening about what was going on there, the fact that Tony didn't come because of her surgery. It was just normal basic gist between Iyabo and her daughter. And then Chioma organized something for the ladies, right? She organized for them to come out and just have fun, play some games, right? So she was the first person to get there. She was first to get there. Miriam was next to arrive there. Immediately I saw that was the setting. I knew that this situation was going to be a gang situation. And it was very awkward. Like, the awkwardness, you could cut it with a knife. So they were just sitting down, looking around. Miriam was looking around. Chioma was looking around. It was now Miriam that broke the silence. So she just asked Chioma. She was just like, now that we are here together, we're the first to arrive. Don't you think we should have a conversation about things? And then Chioma was like, I'm listening. Mariam was like, ask a question. Wouldn't you want us to have this conversation? She was like, I'm listening. I say, hey, it's a gang thing for real.
Don't you think? I'm listening. So don't you think the question? I'm listening.
So Miriam now just went on to start talking about the situation on ground. She was like, the last time we met, we did not end things on a good note. We said things to each other. I know I said things that hurt you, and vice versa, right? So she was just talking about that whole quarrel between them, right? Then she now brought up the statement that she made about, oh, I can't be having a conversation with someone that doesn't have a kid. So she now told Chioma that she's sorry for that statement she made, and she's like, she understands how that may have come across. And then she now explained that she didn't mean it in that way, that she was not trying to shame her or anything, that if that maybe if that Chioma was married and she was in like the same situation with her, where maybe she's looking for a kid, then that would have been really deep. But that's not how she meant it. It's more like she did not really mean it in that very, very deep way. And to be honest, that actually makes sense, right? Because if you really, really think about it, Chioma is not married yet, so it's not as if she's married and she's in a situation where they are trying to they're looking for a child. So that statement would have come across as like, you know, very hurtful, very insensitive, right? But then I also do understand why Chioma would have felt that way, because this was said in the middle of an argument, and it can also translate it to being, oh, I'm not like on your level, I'm married with a kid, I can't be having this conversation with you. It can translate in various ways, especially if something like that is said in an argument with someone that you consider a friend, right? So, you know, I guess Miriam did not dip it, and then Chioma obviously hearing it like that would have made her feel some type of way. So that's just how, you know, looking back at the situation, that's just how I analyze it, even though they said more in their confessional because of whatever. But yeah, but that situation is in itself, you know, that's how I think, that's just how I see it. So Miriam now shall apologize to Chioma, right? And then Chioma was like, okay, accept your apology, I understand, and that's where it ended. And Miriam was like, is that it?
I appreciate the fact that you apologized, so it's fine. We can move on.
And Miriam now explained that there are certain things that also hurt her, that she also said things that got to her. She had already explained that before, but she was expecting that Chioma will now apologize. So she now reiterated that one of the things that Chioma did was coming up to her, and then she said that Chioma referred to her as a rat. Chioma called her a rat. Chioma now said that she didn't call her a rat, that she just said that she was displaying ratty behavior. That doesn't mean that she's a rat, that she didn't call her a rat. At this point, Iyabo had already joined them, right? So she was just listening to what the conversation was about. Tanya also joined them, and Tanya was the one that was present for that fight. So they were now in an argument about whether there was any bucking up, because that's how Miriam put it. She was like, she bucked up to me. They were now asking Tanya what exactly happened, and Tanya was like, yeah, you guys are having a conversation, and I came in between, yes, but I did not really see any, you know, chesting, because the way Miriam put it, it was as if Chioma came up to her and, you know, there was a physical contact, and she, like, you know, chested her and everything. So they were now trying to establish that no, that's not what happened.
Yes, you walked up, you did like this. Did she walk up to you, or did she walk up to you?
She walked up to me and
like she punched you.
Yeah, she like Chioma, and I said Chioma step back.
So it was now time for Miriam to demonstrate what she meant. She now demonstrated, and herself and Iyabo, they were standing nearby, and then she just said that Chioma was all up in her face. So they were like, but you made it seem like there was a chesting and there was physical contact and everything. She was like, no, that they understand what bucking up means, and they are just trying to side with Chioma, that they're just doing what they're doing because it's Chioma. And they were like, no, we're just trying to establish that, we're just trying to establish what exactly happened, what is true and what is not, and the fact that there was no physical contact, because that's how it was sounding, right? So after they finished all the back and forth, Laura had now come at this point, and they were like, okay, let's just, you know, end it. Iyabo now told Chioma that since Miriam has apologized, that is only right that she also apologizes to Miriam for the things that she's said. And then she's like, nobody, you can't force me to apologize. I'm not going to apologize.
But you can't force me to apologize.
3. She has apologized to you, and she feels that you also hurt her in a certain kind of way. Oh. There's no big issue apologizing to her.
So yeah, someone said something, you did hurt her. It's only nice that you just apologize, even though you don't feel like that thing was that big a deal. But if we are doing apologies, it just makes sense. But it also makes sense that you do it at your own will, not that you just say, oh, I'm sorry, but it makes sense that you mean it or you do it when you want, because Miriam apologized when she wanted to. So yeah, later on the whole thing just turned into an argument, to be honest. They were just arguing about like who did wrong. At this point, Choma was now saying that Miriam is just here acting like a victim, as if it was just Choma that was just going at her. Meanwhile, it was like a two-sided argument and everything. So, you know, Laura's presence toned it down because they now wanted to focus on why they were there. And then in Laura's confessional, she referred to Tanya as a green snake. She said she didn't want to be rude though, but if she wants to be rude, that's how she's going to label Tanya, that she's always starting stuff and that she usually acts like she doesn't know what is going on. Meanwhile, she knows what is going on, and that she gossips a lot, right? I agree with the gossip part. Tanya looks like someone that likes gossip. Well, she be like a person who like tatafo. Well. So that's just what Laura said, right? Later on, they now started a game. Faith came in at this point with her bodyguard. I don't know, anytime I see him now, it's just very funny because it's almost like it's everywhere. It's almost like her shadow at this point. So she came in with her bodyguard, and then she now went to join the ladies, and they now started the game. The first game that Choma arranged for them was a truth and dare game, right? So yeah, truth or dare game. When she introduced the game, I was like, this is going to cause problem. There's no way that truth or like anywhere when it comes to this kind of gathering, there's no way it's not going to cause problem. So the first one was for Miriam. They asked her to show them the goofiest picture of her as a child. So I'm guessing that was just like them daring her to do that. And she was like, funny enough, she doesn't have that. That her childhood pictures were burnt by one of her grandma's children, her great grandma's children. I think she had great grandma, one of her great grandma's children. That the person was depressed, and that was the person's way of just expressing their frustration. So all her baby pictures were burnt, and she even now got emotional about it, right? Because apparently it was a touching topic for her, and she started tearing up. Choma now went to even console her. I was like, yeah, okay. They've now reconciled, and she now even told her sorry for that. I was like, this sorry way they heard. You don't talk she still said it later, but yeah, that was the first time she now apologized. She was like, she doesn't like to see people cry and everything. Mariam now also mentioned that that's why she's always taking pictures of her daughter, just, you know, because of that experience. The second one was for Iyabo. They told her to go and hug the person that she likes the least. And I knew that she was definitely going to go hug Faith. Laura was there opening her hands that, oh, I'm the person. I knew that it was going to be Faith. And I don't know, to me it's not a big deal because I feel like at this point, like, it's already established that she doesn't really like her and everything. And when it comes to liking the least, that's definitely the person she would have gone to hug. In fact, if she hugged any other person, it would have been fake. So she went, hugged her. The next one was for Miriam. They had to pick papers, right? So Choma just read things in the paper. So she now told Miriam, she asked her like if Miriam had an issue with anybody in their group, would she be willing to apologize to the person? And she was like, I've already apologized to you, so of course I'll be willing to apologize. It was not a case of, okay, am I the only one? She first of all accepted the apology. That's Choma. She accepted it. She was like, yeah, you've apologized to me and I accept it, and I also apologize as well. That's when she now apologized. I say, hey, they're on their life out of everything. The ladies were just saying, oh, and then they now hugged it out, right? She said she just did not want to be forced to apologize, that she doesn't mind apologizing, but she didn't want it to feel like she was forced and everything. So she apologized and they reconciled. So she was not like, okay, is there any other situation? And Miriam now said yes, that there are told her people that she's not cool with. That's Faith and the other lady. She referred to Tony as the other lady, and Tony wasn't there. So they were now saying, okay, do you think that you need to apologize to Faith? And she's like, no, that with Faith, the fight happened because she was trying to take her side and she didn't want Faith to get into any fights with the ladies. So it was her trying to take Faith's side, and Faith just responded, and that's what triggered her was Faith saying, why are you looking at me? That's what got her triggered and everything. So she didn't feel like she needed to apologize to Faith for anything. So Choma now asked Faith that, okay, you've listened to what she has to say and you're seeing that this is now her thought process. So like, what do you think about the whole thing? And Faith just started by saying, first of all, I don't want you thinking for me. I don't know why you're thinking for me. You've been saying you thought this, you thought that shouldn't be thinking for me. I'm right here. You can't be thinking on my behalf and everything.
Did you feel that
First
way?
of all, can you stop thinking for me? I'm literally right here. I didn't think anything.
And that day, even when they were having this fight, Iyabo made a statement that I think that statement, according to how she put it, it's almost like the statement just made her see that okay, this was probably pre-planned, and I just need to relax. So she said Iyabo made a statement telling Miriam that you were supposed to allow me. We talked about this. So, you know, hearing that, she's just like, I've seen what they're trying to do. So there's no point going like throwing fists and everything. So according to her, she just saw that because of that, there was no need for her to like go all the way.
She was like, Mariam, you were supposed to allow me. We talked about it. So at that point, what am I going screaming and shouting?
And that you need to know when to go all out or when to keep calm and everything. That this her that they are saying that something that she has built over time. That she's from Port Harcourt, from Diop. She's from the ghetto. She was just like, you know, giving us that Diop ghetto Port Harcourt profile. She's a ghetto person and everything. That's wala. In Iyabo's confessional, she was like, this ghetto thing that you're saying. You're from the ghetto and you don't know how to speak your language and everything. That do they speak English? This guy ghetto, do they speak English in the ghetto? I was like, yeah, they don't actually speak English in the ghetto. Is that they like for this in this situation now? Diop is that pidgin or Enquiry? So you know, initially I was like, you're supposed to know, but for the most part, they actually do speak like pidgin or Enquiry. Yeah. So she was just saying that, and then, but I think that in this situation, this time around, Faith was saying it onto, she was trying to explain how she has been able to build herself up. That's, but like, this is not how I started. I've seen the ghetto life. This is me that you're seeing like this. I built myself to be like this.
I taught myself most of these things.
And then the people that she has spent time around have contributed to her building herself to be this way. So that was the point of bringing up that aspect, right? So she knows when to go all out. She knows when to be calm. She knows when to act a certain way, right? And then in Tana's confessional, she was like, it's about time. This is the part they've been waiting for. And Iyabo now said that she's gradually showing her true self. That's referring to Faith.
Took you long enough, baby. It's about time. This is the side we've been waiting for.
Gradually, she's now revealing herself.
And I was confused because the information Faith gave now, it's not new information. She has been speaking about Port Harcourt, Diop, where she's from since, like, so were they assuming that I don't understand what the assumption was, but there was no new information in what she gave us. She has spoken about this. The only thing is that she did not say that she taught herself how to be this way. Like, how else would she have been this way? Do you get, like, so they said that. I mean, I don't understand where they're coming from, but yeah, that's just how they that's just how they put it in their confessional. So moving on, we now had Laura. She entered into the conversation and she was not talking about this whole thing where they were always, you know, telling her, oh, call Faith, your bestie, or this, or that. That herself and Faith, they're not even that close. They're not as close as Chioma and Iyabo. That they just met each other like 5 months ago, but you know, they talk and everything. But the way they were always like coming at her and saying, no, call your friend, call this, call that, you know, it did not really make sense. So they were now responding, saying she brought Faith, she's the one that brought Faith. So Iyabo was now saying that when you bring somebody and then you're nice to the person is now not nice in return and all of that. And Laura now responded to Iyabo immediately saying that, but she has been nice to her and she has not been nice in return, that she has been nasty towards her. No, she has been nice to her. That's Laura to Iyabo. Iyabo was not saying that it's different, that she's not the one that brought Laura and they are not friends. That she's not, Laura is not the one that brought her. They're not friends and everything. That is a different case, right? And then before you know it, the matter now entered full-blown argument. Just what Iyabo wanted herself and Laura to do. Judging from the last episode, you could tell that Iyabo really wanted to, you know, trigger Laura, wanted them to have that fight. So this time around, she got what she was looking for. So the whole matter now entered into a full-blown argument, and then Laura was getting triggered at this point, right? So she was now talking about, oh, I was nice to you.
You are very nasty. You are. Yes, and I will continue to be nasty.
And at this point, Laura was now talking about her apologies. In fact, she's taking back. Today was a day of taking back apologies. So she was like, in fact, I am taking back all the apology, like all the times I apologized to you, that I am taking everything back. I said, okay. I was not like going at her, and then Laura was like, I don't like you, you don't like me, so make everything just be like that. So at this point, the fight now entered gear 2. Iyabo now accused Laura of being fake, because Laura was like, I don't like you and everything, but at least I tried to be respectful and stuff. And then Iyabo now accused her of being fake. That
I don't need to like you, but I'm respectful. You're fake. That's not fake. That's fakeness.
That's being fake. She was like, no, that's not being fake. That's just who I am. That even with Faith, outside of the show, that they don't hang out or anything, but she would fight for Faith because she likes her and everything. So Iyabo was now saying that the only reason she's doing that is because she wants to have a gang. She wants to have her own crew, her own gang, and everything. And I was like, what does she mean by that? That she does not need any gang. Iyabo now said that that's the same thing that she wanted to do with Toyin. That she also wanted Toyin to be her gang member. That's why was she crying for Toyin to be her, to support her, or to be by her side, or to be with her. And the Laura was like, she was crying because she likes Toyin, that Toyin is someone that she really cares about and everything. That's why she was crying. That has nothing to do with having a gang or anything, that she doesn't have a gang. Then at some point, Laura referenced Iyabo as a bully. And in Iyabo's confessional, she was like, she can be a bully.
I can be a bully. If Laura thinks I'm a bully to her, then so be it. If I don't like you, I can bully you.
It's alright. So she herself has accepted the bully tag. Like, okay, I can be this. She knows that she can. Would I call it gang up? I think this whole thing that she does is like, okay, when this person has shown that you cannot intimidate me, then maybe she will now try to say things, or maybe have the other people also be against that person, so that maybe the person will I wouldn't call it break. The person would succumb or give in, like, okay, just to please you or something, I guess. So that's the whole gang. So she's saying that to her confessional. I was just like, okay. And then the argument continued, and we now had Laura that was telling her, you sit down. Iyabo was responding to, saying that just the whole thing of you're fake and you're not fake. That's when the thing now tried to get physical, right? So Iyabo hearing sit down from Laura was like, oh, will you sit me down? What are you going to do if I don't sit down? And then after some time, hearing the whole sit down there, now made Iyabo now want to jump Laura. And then while she was trying to do that, Chioma now tried to stop her, and that's when Chioma found herself on the floor. And then Faith already stood up to try to stop the whole thing, like safeguarding her friend, because first of all, Laura is pregnant, so you're not going to do that. You're not going to have that fight with her. I'm sure at this point Faith already knew that Laura was pregnant. So they did not show us like whether Iyabo got to Laura and anything, but they only showed like when Iyabo tried to get there, and that's where the episode ended. So we don't know whether this entered gear 100 or 200. So we are most likely going to see it in next episode. Next episode itself is going to be like pretty. What's that? The next episode is going to be pretty hot. I just heard one sound. I don't know where that's from, but yeah, the next episode is going to be pretty hot because they showed where Faith actually like went hard on Tanya. She called her a puppet. Hey, it's gonna be a serious one. I'm sure that so much more happened in that episode, but let's not say too much yet. When we get to the episode, we'll know what exactly happened. I will now know how to judge the matter. So this is just where I'm going to end this video. I was thinking that it was going to be very difficult for me since I'm not in my studio, but yeah, thank God that we made it through to this point. And do not forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye, love you.